It is, and whoever has the most. It is, and whoever has the most points at the end of it is the winner. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this thing on and popping.
Are we winning?
Ooh, you want a prize?
As soon as I turned 40, it was almost like something came over me. And it was like the manifestation of zero bucks. So, at the end of the day,
the fresh perspective, Philly shit. Subscribe right now, big kid. Easy.
I just wanted to reintroduce myself to you guys as a solo content creator. So a little bit about Lady Fresh and my goals for the show. I came on to YouTube early last year or the end of 2020, end of 2020 to see what the hell Fresh was getting into. So, I mean, I can't scroll up on this thing. I'm still learning how to use my computer too, y'all. This thing is a little intimidating. I have no sector. This is the United Nations of Lady Fresh.
Okay. Oh man, sector, the scroll sector, the scratch sector.
Like scratch? Yeah. Like scratch?
No, you verbally scratch with people.
Like fighting.
Oh. Yeah, you're only as good as the next scratch, right? But then it's not.
As far as a content creator, make sure that you're in a good mood.
I might have to cancel the rest of May, y'all. That's out. No, I'm just joking. That's so important. That's not the first time I heard that. So I will definitely keep that in mind. They tried it today. They tried to mess with my mood today, but I ain't let the devil get to me.
You can't. You got to keep moving forward.
I'm going to go live. I know you don't know. I don't even understand how you don't be catching on to nothing, babe. You just a sweet innocent.
Who says I don't catch on to anything?
You just a sweet innocence. So
I am, but I ain't no dummy.
No, we not no dummy, but you don't know what I'm saying either, though. Do you know what I'm saying now?
I'm gonna say good night.
I gotta do it. I gotta do
that. So go ahead and do that.
I got to, okay? Don't be mad at me for doing it.
What? Okay, let's see. This is what we're not gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not mad about anything that anyone's doing, supporting anybody. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I support everybody. I want to see everybody do good. I've learned from my experience with the Rise and Fresh show, being on Behind the Bar, watching people like Coach Erica. So I receive all of that. Mm-hmm. All the other negative stuff that might be associated with that has nothing to do with Lady Fresh. It never has. And, I've never gotten the true chance to set the record straight as far as that was concerned. But honestly, I don't really feel the need to, because who I am and what I do, it speaks for itself. So,
like I said, I always try to express my appreciation, to everybody. It's a lot of
perspective. Full empowerment, you better be respected. Lady Fresh on that motherfucking check-in. Weezy got her back, she stay protected. Just a fresh perspective. Real empowerment, you better be respected. It's for the dreamers, it's to get you through the night, fam. Not for the haters that they don't come outside.
Lady Fresh Brown, and that's just kind of started from there.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Fresh Perspective. I am your host, the one and only Lady Fresh. How you guys doing? How you guys doing tonight? We have a great show lined up for you. It is going to be the first episode of our Content Creators 101 series. And we have none other than the one and only Shank Rock. I'm really excited about this interview because I've been watching Shank for a little while. And, I really love his platform. He brings something really refreshing and fresh and positive and really interactive. That's the thing about YouTube. It's a lot of content out here, but it's not a lot of interactive stuff. He makes you use your brain. And so, I thought he would be really great to kick off this series. And also, today is Lady Fresh's 1 year anniversary on YouTube as a solo content creator. So it was this day 1 year ago that the Fresh Perspective made its debut. So I played a little clip of, my first episode, and you can see how I was a little intimidated and I was really nervous, and I didn't know where anything was. The buttons were confusing me. It was just, it was my first time. So, I look back, and everybody says when you look back at your first show, even 6 months after, it's not the same. You see a little growth and elevation. And I still have those days where I'm a little, nervous, and, I might be fidgeting around, getting new technology and doing all kind of stuff. But, I thank everybody who has been super supportive over the last year. And even before that, during the Rise and Fresh show, I want to say salute to everyone in the chat. It's so many of you guys commenting, but I want to say thank you to my core audience. Well, welcome to everybody that's new. And I'm sure we got a lot of the Rock Squad in the building. So salute to all of you guys. I'm not going to hold you too much longer. We're going to bring up our guest of honor, Mr. Shank Rock. Hey, Shank.
Salute Lady Fresh. Salute Lady Fresh. Salute to the Rock Squad. Salute everybody in the chat. Also, happy anniversary.
Thank you so much. And I was really excited to have you as my guest on my anniversary date, because I really try to be strategic with who I have on certain occasions, and I really feel your space is very positive. I really like what you do. I don't get to tune in all the time, but when I do, I feel right at home. And I really feel like I'm learning something. Like, you guys are like really like Inspector Gadget meets, like y'all really are doing your due diligence. And I want to make sure we tackle, what you guys are doing with your demonstration and everything with the Shanquilla Robinson case. It's really inspiring. And so thank you so much for agreeing to sit down with me, bringing over the Rock Squad. They are showing out. And salute to Miss Parker. So Shank, tell us a little bit about yourself. I'd love to know how you began your YouTube journey.
Okay, so I came in as a journalist doing interviews. Okay. I've interviewed Juvenile from Cash Money. I've interviewed K. Michelle. I've interviewed Trey Chaney from The Wire. Also, Trey Chaney is in one of my movies, The OG Like Me. So I came in doing the journalist. And then a group of people reached out to me as far as being a manager, because in my early days, like in the 90s, I was a hip hop artist. And so once they did their homework on me, they seen, the different celebrities that I was around and the different industry people that I was around. So then they invited me to be their manager. So I went from the journalist to a manager. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to tap into the filming world. And then that's when I started producing the movies. And then it was just something about the journalist that just calling my name. Like, I know you a manager. I know you got the movies and everything going on, but you're needed as a journalist. So then that's when I backtracked to being a journalist. And that's where I'm at now, covering these cases.
So you a whole professional out here.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know what? And I sensed it. I was like, this is like professional quality, like the type of questions that you ask, the way that you encourage people to think and to dig deep. And I like how you like chime in. You make people be active. If they're up on your panel, they're gonna be active. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this feels so professional. So what year was that when you kind of started doing the whole YouTube thing?
2014.
Okay.
Yeah, I came in 2014 doing the YouTube. So
So
I've been on YouTube for a minute.
Okay, so did you do a lot of like celebrity like some of the interviews you mentioned, did you do a lot of those on YouTube?
Well, I didn't do them live. I
Okay.
was actually like out in the clubs and out, you know, in the different venues recording it there. So I wasn't doing live when I first came through. I just started doing lives probably like a year ago, or maybe 2 years ago, but I just started doing lives.
Okay. Well, you seem very seasoned, but now I see why. So, where are you from, Shank?
Baltimore.
I can hear. So the funny thing was, the first time I heard you speak, because Baltimore has a very unique sound. There are certain words that you say that you automatically know that that person's from Baltimore. I can't remember exactly what word it is. I'm sure you'll say it sometime on this show. And I was like, I really think he's from Baltimore, even though you're in the South, right?
Right. I'm in North Carolina now.
North Carolina now. And so I'm like, he in the South, but I know somebody gonna tell me where he from. And then it was a live somewhere, and you was like, yeah, because you know I'm from Baltimore. And I was like, I knew it. And the way y'all say Baltimore is it's different. So, you know, salute to my up north homie. You know,
we don't use our T's.
Yes, that's what it is.
We don't use our T's.
Yes, that's what it is. Yes. I love you guys' accent. I mean, growing up in Baltimore, that's where you grew up.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you were subjected to a lot.
Yes.
Did that kind of play a part, like your experiences growing up in Baltimore and what you've seen and grew up through? Did that play a part in your decision to get into journalism and being into you said you are a recording artist, so
yeah,
did the streets and your environment play into that?
It played a major role into it because I was born in 1972. So I was around before the drugs and the gangbanging hit our community, you know. So I was around when we wanted to be somebody other than a gangster, other than a rapper. So in school, when I was in the 7th grade, I had drama. One of my classes was drama, and I was shy. And because I was always worried about, I was shy. I was always worried about what people was going to think about me. And I never forget my drama teacher, Mr. Porterfield. He said, stop worrying about what the people going to think about you, because no matter what you do, the people going to still think what they want to think about you. So now I'm in the streets, and those words that my drama teacher said to me, and that was in the 7th grade, that was over 40 years ago, it still registers now. So during my time in the street, no matter what I done, no matter what I didn't do, the people always had something to say about me. So the upbringing from Baltimore, it pretty much paved the way for where I'm at now. So then when the drugs and all that came in the community, we went from wanting to be lawyers, doctors, basketball players, all that went out the window. Now we want to be gangsters. Now we want to be big time drug dealers. So the environment, it helped shape me, because even when I was in the streets, I didn't come from the streets. I came from a time when, like I said, when we was all positive.
Right.
So the positive, no matter how much negative I was doing, that positive, it just was always in.
It was that foundation. It was foundation. And so you found yourself actually getting back to that. So, and that's why I thought you would be the best person to kick this whole series that I'm doing off. So my goal for this Content Creators 101 series is to basically bring on different content creators that I identify having really good strengths in certain areas. So for instance, there are, content creators who are really good at rebranding. They rebrand themselves constantly. They're content creators who have a really good knowledge of the algorithm. They're content creators who like to talk about finding their niche. You might see them jump around a lot, but then they finally find where they want to be. For you, the topic for you was creating with a purpose. Because from what I've experienced being in your chat and watching your demonstrations, and I really love that you use that word, watching you and what you do with your platform, it always has a purpose, whether you're promoting, the movies that you make, whether you're having a good time. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna be the first person, I'm gonna do it today. You will be the first person on YouTube that I get a membership from.
I appreciate it.
You are going to be the first person. I kept saying, dang, all the really, really good content is in the membership. And so my husband made reference to one of your lives about, I think it was like, will good deed keep a, and so I was like, it's on the membership only. And so I'm like, you're very versatile, but it all creates conversation, and it's with a purpose. So that's why I wanted you to kick things off with, creating content with a purpose. So what would you say, you being a YouTube personality, what is Shank Rock's purpose?
My purpose is to push as much positive as I can. My purpose is to each one teach one. I just have to teach. Now I know everybody is not gonna accept what I bring, but for those that do, at the end of the day, it just makes me feel good. Like just the 10 minutes that you've been talking to me, you make me feel so successful without any money. You make me feel so successful without the fame. You make me feel so successful just off of the words that you spoke about me. Like, I'm like, wow, wow.
You make a difference. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times people don't recognize the people that are really out here trying to make a difference. And so having said that, let's talk a little bit about, I call it the Shanquilla Robinson movement. Y'all have a movement on your platform. And again, like I don't get a chance to watch all the time. I get to listen to it a lot when I'm like, we do a lot of long drives, me and Fresh, my husband. We do a lot of long drives because we work out of state. So a lot of times I'll throw you on and like y'all are at different points. So I'll be lost like hell. But all of y'all know what y'all talking about. And it creates a dialogue, and it makes sure that, what happened to Shanquilla doesn't go unrecognized, that we continue to work on it. And, even when we get disappointing news, about whether or not they're going to pick up the case or whatever, you guys are keeping it rolling. What made her case? And it's not just her, there are others, but I really find you are really vested in this. What made Shanquilla's case that, I don't want to say special, but why was it so important to you to invest as much time that you're investing into it?
So in 1997, I lost my 3-year-old daughter to cancer. So when I seen Shanquilla's father, Mr. Bernard, on national TV crying.
Yeah, he was.
It was like, I knew the pain. I felt this pain. And that was more deeper than when I seen George Floyd with the cop on his neck with his knee. When I seen Mr. Bernard, I shed a tear, and I said, I got to help somehow. I got to help get justice for his daughter. And I have to meet Mr. Bernard, if it's nothing else but to shake his hand and put my arm around him. So it was when I seen her father, Bernard, just crying. I knew it was deep to see a grown man crying on national TV.
Yeah, about their child. And I've experienced the loss of a child, and it's devastating. It wasn't in such a tragic way. But she was premature and passed away several days after birth. But losing a child is like probably the worst pain that you can ever experience. And so I can understand how you can empathize with him and you can say, you know what, I need to do something. So from that moment, what was the first thing that you did? What was the first thing that Shank said, all right, um, I have to get involved? Did you reach out to the family? Did you start attending press conferences? What was your first move?
My first move was I started to study the case, so that way when I did meet with them, I would be familiar with the case. So that was the first thing I done, was study the case. I learned the case.
Okay. And did you reach out to the family?
Yes. So when they had the balloon releasing at the cemetery on her birthday, me and Miss Parker, shout out to Miss Parker, salute Miss Parker.
Salute Miss Parker, Miss Parker.
Me and Miss Parker got together and we went to the balloon releasing, and we met her mother and her sister.
Her sister, yeah, I did see those pictures. And I've seen that you guys attend press conferences and everything. So can you tell some of the people who may have never, and I don't know how they haven't, because I talk about you often on my platform. For someone who has never seen your demonstrations, have never seen how you and your panel actually analyze photographs, messages, comments, news reports. For someone who has never seen you guys do that, can you explain to them kind of like what a day on a panel like that would be like? Like, can you tell them, all right, we talk about this and then we kind of move forward with that?
Okay, so if you would like to join me on my panel, I allow any and everyone to be on my panel with me. It's certain rules as far as the panel is concerned. No profanity, be respectful to the other guests, and please make sure you don't have no electronic appliances playing like TV, radio, and things of that nature, because that'll get into the broadcasting. And then I just welcome everyone, and I let everyone know when they're on the panel, as well as the chat. But while they're on the panel, your opinion is very, very needed. Your perspective means everything to me. Nobody's opinion is greater. Nobody's perspective is better than the next one. Feel comfortable, feel relaxed, and just give us your opinion and your perspective. There is no right, there is no wrong on the panel. Just give us your opinion.
Mm-hmm. And your chat gets very involved as well. I know one of the shows you did where you guys were analyzing the sign-in sheet. Y'all spent a lot of time on that sign-in sheet. Like that's when I really got interested, because I went to school for criminal justice and I was always into like mysteries and crime scenes and things like that. So it was very intriguing. And you guys, y'all analyzed the hell out that damn that sign-in sheet. But that was one of the first episodes that you had that I was actually in the chat, like, there's possible that they could do this. And you put it up on the screen, you read it, you gave your critique on what you thought about what that statement. So you guys, if you're in there, even if you're not on the panel, if you're simply in the chat and you make a comment, he still makes you feel as though you're a part of the panel. You're a part, your words get spoken. Sometimes the chat can go fast, but he's been really good about, trying to acknowledge people's opinions or what they think, even from the chat. Cause I don't really, I don't hit panels much. I still get really nervous. You know what I mean? I'm still nervous doing my own, but, I think it's amazing what you're doing. So what are you guys working on right now?
So we're still working on the Shanquella Robinson case. We have a fresh new case that we're working on, and that's the Justice for Tiara Strand. She's the young lady down there in Austin, Texas, that she got into a fight you know, with some females in the club. Her friends or her associates that she went to the club with, they didn't do nothing. They didn't try to break it up. They did not try to, you know, at least jump in to help her. And then 5 days later, they found Tiara Strand's body 70 miles away in a ditch, unalive. So far I've had the cousins on the panel. I interviewed the cousins of Tiara Strand, and I also done 3 interviews with one of the associates that she went to the club with, and her name is Makaya. I've interviewed her 3 times. So that's what we're working on now. We're working on that Tiara Strand case along with Shanquella Robinson's case.
Okay, and what point are y'all at with the Shanquella Robinson case?
Well, so allegedly, the Mexican journalist is saying that the United States have issued that Mexico tell them or give them the penal code of femicide. That's the charge that one of the travel mates, the female that we see on the video that's attacking Shanquella, she's being charged with femicide. So 6 months later, the United States is just getting to Mexico as far as the warrant and the extradition to decide whether or not they're going to even extradite this Dejanay Jackson.
What do you think is the biggest holdup with this case? Is it because it's international language barriers? There's, you know, missing evidence, lies being told. What's the biggest thing holding this case up?
A cover-up.
Cover-up.
It's definitely a cover-up.
On the behalf of?
So according to the attorney for Shanquella Robinson, Sue Ann Robinson, she says that Mexico and the United States is playing ping pong. So Mexico is saying one thing, the United States is saying another thing. So it's like a ping pong match. So that's what we're getting to the bottom line of, exactly which one is telling the truth. You got 2 different autopsies. Mexico autopsies is saying atlas luxation caused her death, and that's injury to the spine. The United States is saying blunt force to the brain. So it's 2 different reports from the autopsy. However, we know that Mexico issued a warrant for the main aggressor, and that's Dejanay Jackson. Mexico issued that warrant 6 months ago. Now, it took the United States 5 months to come back and say that they're not going to prosecute nobody because they don't have enough evidence. Okay, now we need to know about this warrant. What's going on with this warrant? And that's what the march on Washington on May the 19th is about, because the attorney Sue Ann Robinson is asking for the Department of Justice along with the International Affairs to get involved and, you know, put pressure on the United States to honor this warrant. So it's just a ping pong match, and we're doing our fight for justice to say, look, this warrant has to be honored, because the whole world see a video of Shanquella Robinson being attacked. Another thing that the U.S. says that, well, they're not prosecuting because there's not enough evidence, because they spoke with the travel mates, and the travel mates all agreed that Shanquella agreed to the fight. However,
I had to make sure my charger didn't come out and my computer cut off. Keep going.
Okay. However, when you look at the attack, you hear a male's voice mention to Shanquella to at least fight back.
Fight back. Mm-hmm.
What did Shanquella say, Lady Fresh? She said no.
She said no. Yeah.
So how is it that on video the whole world hears Shanquella say no to fighting back? So how is it that the U.S. is stating they're taking the travel mate's word that she agreed to fight.
Y'all see why he's here? Because you see how he broke that down, and you could know nothing about the case and you could get caught up completely watching Shank. They need to be hired. You guys need to be hired to quarterback this thing. So what and I want to get to the march on the 19th, but I wanted to ask you, because I know you attended that press conference when the United States said that they weren't going to move forward. What was your feeling in that moment, and what did you observe amongst her family?
My feeling was sad because before the family and the attorney came out, I had got the word that the U.S. would not be pressing charges. So I was sad. And then when the family comes in, I've always seen the family with a smile on their face. I've always seen the mother and the sister both with smiles on their face. When they came in with the attorney, their face was sad. It was so sad that I seen one of the female news reporters shed a tear. That's how sad that day was.
Yeah, and journalists, especially news reporters, are typically pretty, so like they're not emotional. So I know they had to really feel it. So do they give them the news before they actually do the press conference?
Yes.
Okay. That's probably best anyway, because that'll give them a chance to kind of sit with the information. And I think again, I'm so in awe of what you're doing. So that is also, that family is in North Carolina as well.
Yes.
Correct? Are they in close proximity to where you are in North Carolina?
I'm not sure of their residence, so I'm not sure they location.
I mean, like when you attend the press conferences and stuff, are those cities close by? Like
yes, it's maybe 10, 15 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is home in a way. You know what I mean? Like that's right in your backyard. You are probably going to be privy to seeing news reports and interviews with the family a little bit more with local coverage than some of us that are nationally. So you're to be commended for what you're doing. I mean, it's really amazing, and you're very consistent and you're very dedicated, and your team is very consistent. I see a lot of the same people that come join your panel and they give their opinions. And what I really love about your platform is you guys are very positive. Like it's not a bunch of over talking. It's not a bunch of rah. You keep panel control. Everyone respects one another, and even if emotions get a little high, it's not because somebody wants to attack someone. You guys are passionate about what you're talking about, so it's more passion than messy and drama. But when you first got onto YouTube, was this what you were doing, or did you ever experience some of the messy parts of YouTube?
I almost cussed. HELL, yes. I've been doxxed. Y'all know what doxxed? I've been porn bomb. I've been catfish. Woo! I've been in some ish. Some folks had me in some ish, like, and I'm looking around like I could have stayed in Baltimore in the streets for all of this. I didn't come to the YouTube streets to go through what I go through. So I've been doxxed, I've been porn bomb, I've been catfish, I've been, all of the above.
But you always came on here in a positive space, right? Mm-hmm. And so that lets me know that even if you do try to come onto YouTube in a positive space, that you can still become a victim of the mess, which I'm really, really, really trying very hard to stay clear of. And so far, I feel like I've been successful. It's been a year. You know what I mean? I'm very particular about my dealings. I still, there are messy places that still produce good content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard, but I couldn't imagine a reason to dox you or attack you, but I realized you don't have to have a reason. You could simply have somebody come into your chat and people don't like them, and it's like, oh, Shank got blah blah blah. And so, you know, I'm glad that I'm assuming you're in a space now where things like that don't really happen.
No, it just hit me in my chest and I just let it bounce off. So I got doxxed because I was doing just like you doing. I was, you know, interviewing the different content creators. So now, one thing that I always say, whoever I have on my panel, whoever I'm interviewing, they have the right to say who comes up on the panel. They have the right to say what goes on in the interview. So, you know, with some beefing going on, so I allowed one of the content creators to hit my panel. Now, I interviewed that content creator. She spoke on some other content creators. So it was only right that I allowed the content creators that she spoke on to have their own separate interview. So, you know, give them an opportunity to speak. When that content creator, you know, hit my panel and I'd done a separate interview on her, the other content creator got mad and then they just went in on me and doxed me.
Well, my goal is to never really to have a space where we're discussing specific drama. Like, I wanted to know what your experience was on YouTube, but I don't want to, because I really don't care that much to know, like, who did this to you and why they did it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what the positive space, like what brought you to YouTube? What's your reasons? Because even those messy ones, they have a reason that they came to YouTube. And so,
and let me slide in. And that were the questions that I was asking them. I was right where you was at, Fresh. I'm asking them, what is their lives like off of YouTube? What type of mothers are they? What type of vacation trips do they like to take? You know, what inspires them? What are their dreams? What are their goals? And
somehow it went left. And how long ago was that?
It was last year, I believe September of last year.
Oh, wow. That's fairly recent.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn from that?
I learned that regardless of what it is that you're doing, it's the same thing that I gave when I was in the streets. Regardless of what I did do, regardless of what I didn't do, people still had their opinions on me. So I learned, regardless of how much positive I'm trying to push, I'm still going to run into negative situations. I learned to just not to entertain it.
And that seems to be the best way, because eventually they'll get tired of no response and move along. Well, I mean, salute to you to being able to rise above it and still maintain a successful platform, because what you notice is a lot of times when you're pushing the positive, you don't get the numbers that you deserve to get. And you still do very well. You know what I mean? I feel you should have thousands in your chat. You're that good. Your team is that good. But you know, you sustain a decent crowd and you're able to reach a good amount of people. But you'll see people who have platforms where they talk positive, they promote positive, and you know, they're lucky if they can get 10 people in the chat. But the minute a little bit of drama arise, you know, you'll see 100 people in the chat, and it's like, where did that culture come from? Where did that become, I don't know, the norm? You know, and it's really sad to see, but hey, I guess you got to have the contrast, right? You got to have the good with the bad. But salute to you to being able to rise above it. I know that Miss Parker has similar experience, you know, with having some messy stuff going on. So salute to her as well. Tell me about your Rock Squad.
I love the Rock Squad. We serious. We joke. We laugh. You know, without the Rock Squad, and that's why I opened everything up to the Rock Squad, to everyone, because I remember when I had 3 and 4 people in my chat. I remember when I had 5 or 6 people watching. I remember when my demonstrations was only getting 40 views and 60 views. You know, so it's the Rock Squad that really helps me with the platform. So I love my Rock Squad.
And they love you, Shank. Like, I see them all over the place. So I know when I see that rock in the name, I know where they're coming from. Just like, you know, you see the SCODE sign, I know where they're coming from. Are you a part of a sector?
Good question. I've had some debates with Miss Parker and some others about exactly which sector that I'm from. I don't know. I'll wait until you guys decide what sector I belong to. I don't know what sector I belong to.
So when you come onto YouTube, do sectors just claim you? Like, I don't know how that works because I don't have a sector. I'm divergent. Okay, this United Nations of Lady Fresh. I don't have a sector, but I support different places. But I like to ask only because I'm still learning. I'm learning about, you know, sectors, kind of like how they formed. Who are some of the? I'm assuming they have like people who are kind of higher up in the sector. Do they send you a formal invitation? Do you know? Do they just claim you? Shank's over here. No, Shank's over here. Like, I don't, you know, I don't know. I'm still never really figured out how people get designated into a sector if they just come onto YouTube and just start content. Is it association maybe?
I don't know. And look, what I do know is that right there alone can open up another can of worms if you claim to be from a sector.
Mm-hmm.
Here they come. They coming for you. He ain't from that sector. She ain't. So I let the people decide what sector I'm from and where I'm at. I let y'all decide.
Okay. Well, we'll leave that one alone. I was just curious because I'm like, I don't know where. Half the time I don't know. There's some people you know automatically what sector they're from, but you know, you seem very independent of a lot of the YouTube politics. So that's why I asked, because it was never, like I said, there's some people it's just a clear cut, you know, and other people it's like, you know, yeah. All right, well, moving right along. So you mentioned that there's going to be a march in on Washington, May 19th. Yes. I'm assuming you will be there.
Yes.
Will the family will be there?
Yes.
Her family will be there. And tell us again, because I know you said it, but what exactly is the goal for the march? What is I know that they're, you know, they want to stand on the United States neck at this point to do the right thing. What are your, put it this way, what are your hopes to see happen from that march? What message are you trying to get out there?
Okay, let me just answer Fresh Breezy real quick. Shout out to Gold Street and Murrah Avenue. What you know about Gold Street and Murrah Avenue?
My husband know Baltimore. You know, we from New York.
Yeah, he know. I see the Gold Street and Murrah. He knows.
Yeah, and y'all the same age, so I'm surprised y'all may not have run into each other back in the day because he spent a good amount of time out there. So
we probably did. We probably did. So back to the question. So the march is for the White House to get the Department of Justice and the International Affairs a part of the progress to put pressure on honoring this warrant. Because once again, this warrant been issued months ago. The issue hasn't been honored yet. Now, there's many different theories why it hasn't been honored yet, why they haven't honored it. I don't know. We don't know because the FBI hasn't came forward and told anyone. They haven't even told the family. They haven't even told the attorney, Sue Ann Robinson. So no one knows. So that's what the march is about, to put pressure on them, the Department of Justice and the International Affairs, to get to the bottom of the wound.
Do you think it's possible that the United States and Mexico could be working together to cover things up?
Yes. Yes.
So that is a theory that's been thrown around.
Yes.
I'm just late. I missed that episode.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping I'm sure it's going to be televised. But I'm hoping that this gets the attention that it deserves. And I think I really feel like people like you, and I'm sure there are others, who have kept this case at the, like, I don't really hear of a lot of other cases the way that we hear about Shankola Robinson. Like, I feel like there are so many people that are trying to do their due diligence to keep the media involved, to keep the people up to date on what's going on. There have been a couple of other victims since then
Yes.
that you don't hear much about. And so, like I said, you guys would be commended for the amount of attention and detail that you put into, keeping people aware and actually working the case. Like, y'all are working the case. And I feel like it's really possible that if something gets cracked, it can really come from y'all because you're doing the work. But I don't want to spend too much time on one thing, but because your platform is versatile. Y'all have fun too. You know what I mean? You got some things back there on the members only. I had to tackle. I got to get into that. What are some of the things you like to do outside of investigating these cases? What are some of the fun things that y'all do on your platform?
So Wednesdays is comedy night. And, that's when we just cut a fool. We pick a topic and we let loose and cut a fool. This Tuesdays will be our first movie night. So Tuesdays is set aside for movie night. And that's when we'll come together and, your favorite past or present movie, your favorite past or present sitcom, reality show, whatever it is, we'll be chopping it up. And then also with my Switching Lanes, we're definitely going to be chopping up the different episodes in Switching Lanes. We're on season 2 of Switching Lanes.
Yes.
So definitely, if y'all would like to attend, if anyone would like to attend Tuesday's movie night, those are the things that we're going to be chopping it up. Please make sure y'all visit season 1 of Switching Lanes, and that way, y'all be up to date on Switching Lanes.
I have the link for season 2. I don't have the link for season 1.
Okay? I'll get you the.
I wanted to drop it in the chat.
If any of my moderators or if anybody in the Rock Squad that's available, if y'all could go grab some of the season 1 episodes and drop the link in the chat.
Yeah, I know Miss Parker is a mod. But if I need to mod someone else up that can do that, just let me know. I'll definitely get that done because I want to make sure that your link is being circulated. So any of my mods, please make sure you're circulating the link to Shank Rock's platform. I've dropped it a couple of times myself. So yeah, let's make sure that we're circulating that. So you mentioned Changing Lanes. Now, I really like that series. And Switching lanes. I'm changing directions of this show.
Same thing, though. Same thing.
Yeah, no. But I have found myself saying changing lanes like at home, but I didn't think I would actually say it on the show. But Switching Lanes, really dope. Really dope. Okay, so I watched the first season back when it was originally released, and was there an episode 1? Because I can't find it. I've watched from episode 2 to episode 6, but I'm like, where is episode 1? I have combed all over YouTube trying to find episode 1.
Miss Parker, if you could drop episode 1 in the chat, yeah, we got an episode 1.
Yes, because I'm like, I feel like I'm starting and I'm missing something. So tell the people about switching lanes. Like, what's the concept of it? Because I really like it, and you play knowledge.
Yes. Let me give Miss Parker her flowers first. So switching lanes first came about. Well, let me answer that question and then let me go to that so I won't forget. So switching lanes is basically about Miss Parker and Knowledge. Knowledge wants to switch lanes and get away from the street life and do something different. Miss Parker wants to stay in the streets and continue doing what they got going on in the streets, because that's what got Miss Parker to where she's at now. So she don't want to stop. She want to just keep moving. She don't want to switch lanes. Knowledge want to switch lanes.
So y'all are basically the hood Ghost and Tasha.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
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 Let me tell you something, Miss Parker. You got some acting skills, girl. Okay? I'm scared of her.
Let me give her flowers. So how it all came about. So I was doing the $1 Million Thing movie with Charleston White, Snoop from The Wire, and Boosie on the soundtrack. So I was doing that movie, but we was wrapping it up. And that's when Miss Parker had reached out to me, and she was like, I want to be in the $1 Million Thing. I want to be in the $1 Million Thing. And it was just her sincerity, her energy. And I was like, man, we finished with $1 Million Thing, but I was like, I gotta work with her on something. I gotta get her on something. So,
there it is. She found it.
When Miss Parker came on board, I'm trying to figure out what can I work on with Miss Parker. So originally I had a movie called It's a White Boy Thing. That's what I was going to work on next. But I couldn't see where I could fit Miss Parker in on It's a White Boy Thing. And I was like, I got to find something for Miss Parker. So I put the It's a White Boy Thing on the back burner, and I had recorded a record called Switching Lanes. And so I'm just listening to it. And I'm like, that's what I'm going to have Miss Parker come in on Switching Lanes. So, and I never even met Miss Parker. So when I finally met her, you know, she thinks that we're going out to celebrate my birthday. But one thing about a director, you have to be able to take advantage of opportunities. You have to be able to seize the moment regardless of what. So she thinking we going out to celebrate my birthday. I'm like, we get ready to start shooting some Switching Lanes episodes.
She ain't even know.
And she ain't even know. So she just looking at me like, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. And that was episode 1. By the time we got to episode 2, Miss Parker was helping me direct it. It was like she just, bam, she just caught it. So then she started helping with some of the episodes as far as directing. And then some people say, but Shank, how y'all get the hospital scenes and how y'all get these scenes? The hospitals, they say, yo, y'all really got people to let the hospital really let y'all work, do that film? I said, nah. I said, what happened was Miss Parker went to the hospital. She wasn't feeling well. And so while she was,
take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, while she was laying in the bed, you know what I mean? I said, shit, we get ready to take advantage of this. I said, I can make a scene out of this. And she just looking at me like, how, Shank? So we went on and made a scene out of that. Another scene was, I believe this is episode 2. I had picked up a part-time job for some extra money to help out with the filming. So I picked up a side job at Bob Evans. So I'm in the back, so I was a cook. So this one particular night, you know, we didn't have a dishwasher. So they asked me, you know, if I could, you know, bust down the pots and do the dishes. So, you know, I always, you know, look for any opportunity. So I'm in the back, you know, busting down the pots and doing the dishes. And I was like, I could make this into a switching lanes scene. So when y'all see the Switching Lanes episode 2 and y'all see me in there actually, you know, washing the dishes, I was really at work.
That's what's up. Now that was smart, because that was something that I asked. I was like, how the hell they get that? Because that was really the hospital. So I'm like, how the hell they get that hospital scene? I know they ain't just go ask them if they could use one of their rooms, but that was actually really, really smart. And I think, let me see. I want to say I have. Let me see if I have it. Yeah, I do. Let me screen if I can get my cursor to act. I'm gonna actually play your trailer to Switching Lanes. Just give me a second to pull it up. Your Rock Squad is in here deep, man.
That's why I love my Rock Squad.
I love your Rock Squad too. While everybody is here, if you don't mind, can you please go on over there and hit that like button for Lady Fresh? You know, I need to get these likes up. So if you could just take a quick moment to go over there and hit the like. I know I am very, very guilty of going into a room and getting so engaged that I will legitimately forget to hit the like until the content creator says, hit the like. So if y'all can, please hit the like for
Rock
me.
Squad, y'all know how we get down. Let's get them likes up.
Yeah, I love how, look, Shank be like, it's 260 people in the room. I got 110 likes. That don't look, my likes don't look right. My likes don't look right. I mean, I love that. You be on it. Okay, let me see here. So this Miss Parker in the hospital. Let me see if I can play this. It's not showing what I want. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Shane, keep talking to the people for me while I get this together.
And then another thing, I'm surprised they ain't get lit yet, but don't pay them no mind if the Rock Squad get lit in that chat. I know they waiting on their ringleader coffee girl to get lit, but that's another thing that I love about the Rock Squad, you know, because covering the Shanquilla Robinson case, you know, we get sad and, you know, we be emotional. And so, you know, we do cut a fool, you know, they'll get lit. We'll start laughing and joking and having fun. So that's another thing.
You got to have fun with your people. Like,
yes.
Okay, let's see if I did it right now. Let me know if y'all able to hear it. I don't share my screen very often, so let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Fortunately, Miss Parker woke up today, and I don't know how it's going to do.
Miss Parker is up?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Miss Parker is up, y'all. Wait. Why is it so dark in here? I can't feel my legs. Why can't I feel my arms? What's happening?
Dice, I need you, man.
Don't call my real phone with that bullshit, my nigga.
I need to get out of town, man.
Goddamn, dog.
Yeah. Everything's shut down. Dry cleaners closed. Everything.
When I load my AK, a bitch nigga name, Knowledge gon' lay. No, we don't play. Yeah, knowledge. Coming, bitch.
Wow, that is dope. So look, okay, so like when I first watched it, because I watched it like last year, I didn't know Transparent Talk. I didn't know Roast to Toast. I didn't know Cam to talk too much. So now watching it again, I watched it again before I did the interview. I watched it again. I was like, oh, that's Cam. Oh, that's Transparent Talk. I know who these people are. What was it like connecting with them and doing the filming?
It was just wonderful because how we freaked that was many people don't even know. Once again, another opportunity that we took advantage of. Many people don't even know that none of us wasn't even on set together. I had them shoot their scenes
and send it
and just send it to me.
That's what's up. I was like, that looks like Cam. And it's really dope to see that you created, you know, relationships with other content creators and were able to utilize them in the movie. And so you just released season 2. Are you releasing like an episode a week?
I'm gonna try to release them once a week, but my schedule is real hectic, so it's gonna probably be like every other week, but I'm trying to release them once a week. But once again, right now it's going to be every other week or maybe every 3 weeks until I could get my schedule cleared, whereas though I can release them once a week.
Yeah, y'all definitely got to check out Switching Lanes. You know, they're not super long episodes, so you know it holds your attention and it gets you wanting to see what's gonna happen next, because y'all good for cutting it right off right when you're like, oh man, Miss Parker is a beast now. Y'all play too much. You didn't Knowledge play too much. So where'd you come up with the names Knowledge and Wisdom? And you know, I feel like it was something behind choosing those names.
Miss Parker came up with them names.
Okay.
Miss Parker came up with them names.
Where does a lot of the filming take place? Is that like just around town?
North Carolina and Kentucky.
So I know the first season, I was like, that looked like Louisville, or like the Kentucky area, because I went out there recently. So I was like, that looks like Kentucky. And then I saw the sign. So you said that Miss Parker started helping you direct a lot of these. Do you see her directing a lot in season 2 as well?
Oh yeah. As well as the movie, because it's all going to lead up to the actual movie. It's going to be a movie.
Okay, so you're going to do a few seasons and then eventually it'll be a full-length film that it leads up to.
Once I can get the finances, because that's what's holding up the movie, because it's independent. So once I can get some sponsors, some backing, maybe some grants or loans, once I can get the finances for the actual movie, because I'm going to be bringing in some celebrity guests as well. But and you know, it's going to cost to bring in these celebrities. So I'm not sure of how many Switching Lanes season it will be, but I'll just keep doing the seasons until I'm able to do the actual movie.
That's really smart. So do you I remember you talking about season 2 coming up in, I want to say it was in one of Miss Parker's shows. And I bet you don't remember what I typed to you in the chat. I said, Shank, I got one question. You got a spot for Lady Fresh in season 3? I can't act though, so I don't need to be acting. But no, congratulations on that. I think it's really amazing. Like just looking at all the different hats you wear, director, writer, you know, journalist. You're like a motivational speaker, you know, you're a content creator. Like what else can we add to that? Does Shank cook? Do you like what is your pastime when you kicking back?
So I can cook. I have 9 grandchildren, so I do the pop thing. If y'all go to my Instagram, y'all see me doing the pop duties. Just I'm trying to figure out because there's so much. A manager, you know, I have a rapper that's, you know, I'm gonna be managing, so you can throw that on it. A manager.
Okay. You like to travel? I know you went, you went was it for a birthday or graduation recently?
Birthday.
You like to travel?
Yeah. You've been doing your homework, Lady Fresh.
I mean, I'm an aspiring journalist.
You've been doing your homework.
And what's so great? No, because I really got a lot of love and respect for you and Miss Parker. So and it's not even so much that I did a lot of research to prepare for the interview. A lot of this stuff I knew already because I follow there's a handful of content creators that I actually follow. I try to make sure I make time if I can't watch a full show. Go in, hit the like, share it when I can. I just learned how to do that recently. So, I went on and on about Miss Parker last night when I was trying to promote the show and just saying how I really appreciate how she creates a safe and positive space, for people, mainly women. It's for everyone, but it's mainly women that come, but they just get a chance to be who they are and talk about what they need to talk about, get off their chest what they need to. She's very easygoing. You know what I mean? It's no judgment. She caught me up yesterday because they called me out, so I had to hit the panel. But and even doing that, it was like I could not refuse her. You know what I mean? So salute to you, Miss Parker. You know how I feel about you, girl. So I follow her, and in what you do, I feel like it's so dope. You know what I mean? And I aspire to be able to do some of the things that I've seen you accomplish through your platform. There was one other thing I wanted to ask you. When you do your demonstrations, what made you come up with calling it a demonstration?
So demonstration is a Baltimore slang. And so it could be, let's say like me and you talking. And I'll be like, Lady Fresh, peep the demonstration. Peep the demonstration. It like from New Yorkers. Like I know Fresh Breezy can relate. Like New Yorkers say true story.
We say real talk.
Yeah, so yeah, with us, with the demonstration, it's just a Baltimore thing. Like whenever we get ready to say something, whenever we get ready to talk, we could be talking about cars. We could be talking about food. We could be talking about anything. We'll be like, yo, peep the demonstration. And so I just, incorporated the demonstration, like, welcome to this demonstration, because I'm getting ready to talk. And I could be talking about anything. So that's where that came from. It's a Baltimore.
I feel like it kind of has two meanings almost. You know what I mean? Like it's a slang is something that you're comfortable with using daily, but you're actually putting forth a demonstration. What you're doing, what you're showing, what you're promoting, it really is a demonstration. It's just done on YouTube. It's done on screen. But I will tell you, like you said, you sit there, you hear the things that I'm saying about you. They are all true. If people don't tell you, I'm here to tell you, you make a difference. Your team, the Rock Squad, the people in your chat that engage, Miss Parker, all you guys make a difference. There are people listening to you. And I think it's a shame that people don't give people their flowers, when they're alive, to smell them. It's always, we get so sad when people die, and then we want to cry and say how much we love them. But did you take the time to let them know what they meant to you when they were actively, being that person to you? You know what I mean? So I've always, I suffered a lot of loss in life. So I've always learned to really make sure that I let people know, what I think of them. And you're to be commended. So salute to you.
I appreciate you. You just don't. That's success to me, honestly. That right there make me feel like I'm successful.
Well, you are. I mean, you came up with a concept of something that you wanted to do. You got hit with some adversity when you started doing it, in a positive light, and you still kept coming back. Like that's the thing. And I mean, it's not a I don't think that it's a coincidence that you're Shank Rock. You know what I mean? You can't really break a rock. So when you went through all of the stuff with doxing, like that's some shit right there. Oh, watch it. Sorry. That's that right there. That's serious. Pulling up on people, that's serious. You know what I mean? And so that can easily break someone. You know what I mean? And it didn't break you. You realized that your purpose was greater. And so that's why you're a part of this Content Creators 101, create with a purpose. I see your purpose. I'm giving you your flowers.
I appreciate you. Once again, I appreciate you.
If there's anything that you wanted to let the people know as far as, anything you got coming up, any, anything that you need or want to promote, let the people know.
Definitely the switching lanes. Once again, Netflix, these other networks, they only watch the numbers. They're not concerned about how positive Shank is. They're not concerned about how much the Rock Squad getting lit up. They are only concerned with the numbers. So if it's one thing that I could ask everyone that's watching this, please go to Switching Lanes, the episodes, and help run the numbers up. Please make sure you hit the like button. Please make sure you leave a comment. The comments, believe it or not, carries the actual demonstration into the algorithm as well. Also, if you can, share out the episodes to your social media platforms. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Please help us push Switching Lanes. Also, anyone can be in Switching Lanes. You don't need no acting skills. You don't need none of that. Just let Shank direct you and let Shank put you where he knows you'll be a perfect fit. Like the Lady Fresh, you're gonna be the host, and that's how we incorporate your platform in Switching Lanes.
Oh, I love that.
So what I mean, if you look at TT's part, what we done was I allowed TT to do a live. That's a live recording that we done with TT. So you see how we're up here talking? Mm-hmm. So basically, we just called the demonstration Switching Lanes episode 5, live taping. And we just had people pull up on the panel and we just roll with it. So you don't need no acting skills. You don't need none of that to be in Switching Lanes.
All right, now, so y'all heard it, right? He gonna have a spot for me in season 3.
No, season 2.
Season 2. Oh Lord.
Yeah, we don't wait.
Lord.
Yeah, we don't wait.
You're still actively filming.
Yes. We don't wait. We don't put nothing off for tomorrow or season 3. That's 8 more episodes down the line. Ain't no telling where we gonna be at.
Well, I didn't know if you had already had everything filmed for the season. By the time seasons come out, 9 times out of 10 they filmed already. I didn't know. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for the call. Just let me know which color wig I need to put on so I know to play my part. I got about 50 of them and they all got names. So I just need to know what kind of part I need to look like. I can look like the lawyer, I can be ghetto, and I can be professional.
How do you want your platform? Do you want, because it's going to be in Switching Lanes. So, but it's up to you. However, you want your platform. You could be you, how you is now.
Yeah, that's all I can be.
You could act ratchet, ghetto. You could act bougie. It's going to be up to you.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'm not good at the ratchet. I have my moments where I could be a little hood. I grew up in Harlem. Okay. You know what I mean? I could be a little hood. I don't think I know how to do ratchet too good.
Just be you then.
That's all I can be. I don't know how to be nothing else. That was a big part of the video that I played at the beginning. Talking about me just coming on this platform and being me. You know, I had a really good mentor and teacher coming into this that I was like, you know, he taught me to be who I am. Don't give too much, but be who you are. And I try to stay true to that. That's part of the reason why I show my face. I don't want to hide behind an avatar because I want people to hear me, see me, feel what I'm saying. Because it's meant sincerely and it's in a positive space. You know what I mean? But I just want to say thank you for agreeing to come over here. I look at you as one of the larger platforms, and you know, a lot of times people won't do this. You know what I mean? They won't sit down and they won't you know, open up about anything that can teach people how to be better because they look at it as competition. And so I appreciate you for coming over here and not, you know, saying no. You said yes right away. I mean, like, I think I sent you the message and you were like, sure, let me know the date. You even gave me a date. I was like, well, Thursday, I don't know if that might be too soon. I'm not ready. But we made it happen. And I couldn't ask for a better guest on my anniversary. Like this was a great conversation. Even though you say I prepared, I still feel like I learned a lot. I still feel like I learned a lot. And I'm hoping that you'll come back. Do you have a really good like understanding of the YouTube algorithm?
So the likes is definitely gonna push it. And that's why you hear me, you know, be on top of the likes, get them likes up. The likes and the shares, like the community walls. If you could get, you know, the people to share it on their community walls, because then that's going to help the likes, you know, go up. So the likes is what pushes it in the algorithm.
It sounds a lot like how Instagram works.
So it's just like
shares, the shade, the save, the shares, the saves, comments, and the likes. Yeah, so that's kind of how that works as well.
And then the hashtags work. Now I'm not too big on the hashtags, but I'm do know
that too.
Yeah, I do know the hashtags help as well.
Okay, yeah, that's good to know, because I know I definitely want to do an episode about the YouTube algorithms. I have to kind of work on finding someone who can kind of talk about that a little bit, because I know there's a little bit more to it than what I know. And so I definitely want to tackle, you know, understanding the YouTube algorithm, because I think when you're armed with that knowledge, you kind of know how to do this a little bit better. Like I've gotten better at looking at my analytics, so I know when to come on, you know, when my people are online, and, you know, just kind of getting the idea of when I'm losing their attention and things like that. So all of that is so important, and I want to make sure I get it covered. But my goal is to use content creators to do it, because we are the ones that people recognize. We are the ones that, you know, people listen to, as opposed to just getting some professional, because that's what I normally do. I get professionals to come on and teach us things we don't know. But I want to use the everyday content creators to do it. So I think it was pretty successful today. Before we let Shank go, if anybody has any questions, now's the time to drop them in the chat. We'll take a question or two real quick. If anybody has any questions for Shank, I feel like I've exhausted all of my questions. He's answered them thoroughly. You know, he was very upfront and really, really did prove that his platform is done with purpose. Again, I thank you. I'm going to keep supporting. I'm going to look for how to get the membership, because I've never done it before. So you're going to be my first membership. I'm excited, because I think what you're going to be doing, it sounds like a lot of fun. Like I like doing stuff like that. Like there's been so many shows and movies and stuff that I've been wanting to come on here and talk about or break down, but like Fresh, my husband, he don't watch the stuff I watch or shows I watch. So I have to find people, and then we got to find time to do it. So I love breaking down shows and breaking down movies and stuff like that. So I definitely want to see that.
And see, that definitely will help your platform grow. Like Tuesday nights, you know, like I tell everyone, use my platform. That's why I always shout out, you know, the content creators, and make sure y'all go subscribe. And I'm telling the content creators, use my platform. Y'all see I got 100, 200, 300. Use my platform. Come in my platform. Mingle. Now, just don't come in my platform and say, hey, Shank, what's up? And just, that's it. Say hi. Greet my moderators. Greet my subscribers.
That's usually me.
In the act with the Rock Squad. In the act, hit my panel. You know,
I gotta get better at that. Yeah.
Subscribe.
I gotta get better at that because I come into your chat, I'll be like, hi. But I'm usually like driving. Like I listen to you when I'm driving. We drive 3 hours sometimes. So it's like, I'm like, hi, everybody. Salute to Shane, Camus Parker, Sylvia Black. Like, you know, I got the few people that I know. But now that I've seen so many of your wonderful Rock Squad people over here, I know when I come back, I got a whole lot of names that I'm going to have to, you know, make sure I mention. So you see the question on the screen.
I'm trying to avoid the question. You see, I'm trying to avoid the question.
So Fresh Breezy said, we want Shank to spit a fire hot 16 for us. He got
I was trying to avoid it. Y'all got you
tired.
You got to go. Now I do got some songs. I got my songs, you know, I got some videos, you know, on my channel, and also sometimes I play the songs and my intros. But if y'all want to hear my, you know, my rap, and just check out some of my videos.
So in other words, we not about to get that hot 16 right now, Breezy. You're gonna have to check out the videos. I definitely will. Is that in your membership?
Yes, they're in the membership.
What else you got back there?
I got the Juvenile interview in the membership. I got the K Michelle interview in the membership. I got a lot of stuff back there. I got a Boosie. I got a Boosie freestyle and short intro. He's in the membership. And that's another thing. Like, let me just share this with everybody. For the content creators, it's different ways that you can work your platform. Don't get caught up in the numbers. A lot of people that have a lot of numbers, meaning a lot of people that have views, a lot of them, their channel isn't even monetized. A lot of them don't even know about getting memberships, super stickers, super chats. So I always tell everybody about the rabbit and the turtle. The rabbit runs and hops. The rabbit never finished the race. The rabbit eventually gets eaten alive. What is the rabbit? The views, the popularity. The turtle always finishes the race. The turtle moves slow. Why don't the other predators come after the turtle? Because he's slow and he got that hard shell around him. What's the hard shell? The hard shell is your content. Your content is what's going to help you finish the race. You're going to make it to the finish line. You might not make it tomorrow. You might not make it next week. But guess what? You eventually will make it to that finish line. I've seen it with me. I've seen it with other content creators. I've seen content creators come and go, moving like the rabbit. I've seen content creators still in the race, moving like the turtle.
Oh, I be feeling like I'm moving more like a snail, but I'm okay with it. Like, I don't need to, you know, like now I have a separate set of goals than I had a year ago today. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, you know, I'm hoping to get my community wall. I set small goals. I was like, I want my community wall so I can share other people's content, so I can ask questions, find out what kind of content people like. Then, you know, I have my goal for subscribers, but then real life happened and I had to kind of slow down the amount of content I was able to do. But now that I feel like I'm back in the swing of things, I feel healthier. I feel more focused. I'm kind of finding my foothold on things and what I want to do. And so, I'm gonna get there. Like it took me a year to get. I haven't even got to my 500 yet. But I'm working on it. Like I'm working on increasing. Over the last month, my numbers have gone up significantly. You know what I mean? And so I wanna put out quality content. I want to put out stuff that people want to hear about. And that's why I'm constantly asking people like, please let me know what you want to see, what you want to see from me. Um, I'm hoping to get in front of audiences of the content creators that I interview. I would be lying if I said I don't want to do that. But it's not my drive. My drive is not the numbers. My drive is I really love what I do. I found a voice and I intend to use it because so many people get silenced way too early. And they don't use their talents. And that's something that before my brother passed away, he was like, you better make sure you keep doing what you're doing. And so that's what I want to do. So again, I want to thank you so much for coming up. I have really enjoyed this interview. I enjoyed the people in the chat. Usually I'm able to read more comments and put things up on the screen, but I was really engaged in, our discussion. I want to say, thank you to all of the people that support the Fresh Perspective. Hopefully I've gained some new subscribers and some people that'll come over and check out Lady Fresh from time to time. Salute to the Rock Squad. All of you guys have been amazing. I love the positivity that you guys are spreading and supporting one another. Not a whole bunch of riffraff in the chat. Like, you got a good thing, Shank. You got a real good thing. And congratulations to you and your team for sustaining.
I appreciate you, Lady Fresh.
It's amazing. That's amazing. Now, before I let you go, and I promise I'm gonna let you go, I always like to play a game at the end of my show. You down for it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna say a word, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear that word. Okay? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Demonstration.
Shank Rock.
Journalism.
Lady Fresh.
Oh. Switching lanes.
Miss Parker.
Hip hop.
Rakim.
Social media.
Everybody.
Baltimore.
Half and half in the chicken box.
I love it. All right. Shanquilla Robinson.
That was a touchy one.
I know.
A beautiful soul, gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Absolutely. The Rock Squad.
Juanita Brown, Pamela C, Mundi, Sharon, Lady Fresh, Miss Parker.
Aww. The Fresh Perspective.
Hands down, the greatest content creator on the rise. You going, mark my word, you're going.
And on that note, hey, thank you so much for being here, Shank. Don't be a stranger.
I won't.
We definitely gonna talk in, behind the scenes. I really feel like you giving me a good vibe, like advisor type. Like if I need to sort through something, in reference to this journalism thing that I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I feel like you a good person for that. So don't be surprised if I hit your IG and be like, Shank, what you think about? Because I'm very particular. I don't take advice from everybody. I don't, because everybody don't wish you well. Everybody don't want to see you win. Right. And I do not I don't get that vibe from you. You give me straight authentic. You tell it like it is. And you just want to make a difference, and I can appreciate that. And that's a similar mind frame that I am in. So thank you for being someone that I can surround myself with. That's like-minded. So thank you.
You're welcome. And once again, before I leave, use my platform.
I'm going to.
You a part of the Rock Squad. Come on over.
I'm a part of the Rock Squad now.
Yeah, you done broke the ice. So now when you come through, you see the Rock Squad that was in here. All you gotta do is salute them and just make yourself comfortable with everybody. You know what I mean? Sometimes hit the panel. Even if you don't know exactly what's going on, hit the panel.
I don't never know what I can promise you, I'm not gonna never hit none of the panels about Shanquilla Rock because I don't know what's going on, but I'm telling you, your movie thing or whatever you're doing with that, if it's a panel, I'm down for it because that's something that I've wanted to do here for a long time. I love movies and shows and just breaking stuff down and finding little Easter eggs, as they call it, that people may not be looking at. So definitely gonna get that membership. I'm assuming I just find it on your page and just
when you go in the chat, just click on that $ symbol, and Miss Parker or one of the other moderators or the ones with memberships, they'll walk you through it.
Okay, but yeah, that'll be my first membership, but probably be my only one for a while too. Yeah, I mean, it has to be a reason for it, and you gave me a reason, so thank you. Hopefully, I did you and the Rock Squad proud with this interview. It was really my pleasure. Please come back and see us again.
I will. I'm getting ready to go to my demonstration at 10 o'clock. Salute.
All right. I'll stop by.
All right. Salute.
Salute
everybody.
All right. Bye. All right, you guys. There you have it. Our interview with the one and only Shank Rock. He said, I'm a part of the Rock Squad. I feel so special. Salute to all of the members of the Rock Squad that came by. Listen, you guys, I feel so honored to have you guys grace my chat. Like I said, it's always been nothing but positivity on that platform. Everybody in the chat, I don't even see riffraff in the chat. You guys rock. Most of the Rock Squad got rocks in their names or something, but everybody that's still in here that's a part of the Rock Squad, if you can do me a favor, can you just drop a rock in the chat so I can identify you guys clearly when I watch the replay? I want to make sure I identify each and every one of you guys. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting Lady Fresh. This is something that I really have a passion for. And I never knew I really had it until somebody told me, you really can talk to people. And so I had to figure out how I wanted to talk to people. And I wanted to talk positive. I wanted to talk about things that make a difference. So, you guys being here and you guys supporting the platform, I'm super humbled and really grateful. So just a couple of things before I end. I'm gonna throw up my Cash App, you guys. If anybody wants to donate to the cause, if you enjoyed what you watched today, I put my Cash App up. It is my anniversary today, the 1 year anniversary of the Fresh Perspective. I'm really, really grateful that today was the day that I got to interview Shank. I thought it was really dope. That he was my guest. We will be having an official celebration at the end of May. I'm hoping on my next live that I can actually confirm the date, but I'm looking around May 28th to have an actual show. Just kind of celebrating, making it a full year. Because I've seen a lot of people get broken by doing content, and it's not easy. It's hard doing this, y'all. It's hard to get up here and try to produce something worth people listening to. It's hard to come up with different ideas that and finding people that you want to interview. Finding them is not hard. Sometimes it's just being able to get the time to do it. There's just so much. There's a lot into quality content creation. So you guys make sure you look out for more of Content Creators 101. We do have a few other content creators that are going to be doing the show and joining the panel. If you are a content creator and you are interested in doing a show, with Lady Fresh about content creation, and you have a 101 idea, please feel free to hit the email. I will also put up my IG. You can follow me on IG and TikTok at I am Lady Fresh. I am _ Lady Fresh. And, let me know some of your ideas. Let me know if you're a content creator and you want to do a 101 with me. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. But yeah, again, I thought it was a great interview. Salute to you, Miss Parker. Miss Parker, I love you, girl. You have been very instrumental in my journey on YouTube. So thank you for that. Thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you for always hitting my panel when I've asked you to do it. I appreciate you very, 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 very much, Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Shank made me feel better. You guys made me feel better because I watched the end of the Celtic game, and that just was really stressful for me. For those of you who don't know, I am a diehard Celtics fan, and yeah, we did not win today. So that happened right before the show, and it just kind of set a mood that was like, ugh. But I feel better now, thanks to you guys. But I'm not going to keep you long. I know you guys got to get on over to Shank's platform. And I believe the Drunkles are going live tonight right after this broadcast. So you guys, if you can, head on over to the Drunkles podcast featuring Fresh Breezy. Make you a nice drink, get you a shot or a brewski, and sit down with the fellas and talk about the NBA playoffs. That's what they're talking about tonight. It's typically on Sunday nights. They talk about the playoffs. So again, salute to everybody that came out. I appreciate the support. I'm growing, I'm learning, and seeing that you guys really thought I did a good job with the interview, it means a lot. It means a lot. So again, thank you to Shank Rock. Thank you to the Rock Squad. Thank you to my mods and my supporters. I appreciate you guys so much. And make sure you look forward to another episode of The Fresh Perspective.
Like I said, I always try to express my appreciation. To everybody, it's a lot of
perspective. Real empowerment, you better be respected. Lady Fresh on that motherfucking check-in. Weezy got her back, she stay protected. Just the fresh perspective. Real empowerment, you better be respected. It's for the demons, it's to get you through the night. Not for the haters that you they don't come outside.
Lady Fresh Brown, and that's just kind of
Rock bottle on the track, boy. Yeah. Lady Fresh, keep it real, and that's a fact. She gon' tell it like it is, that's just that on that. Yeah, that's just that on that. This the Fresh Perspective with Lady Fresh. Lady Fresh, keep it real, and that's a fact. She gon' tell it like it is, that's just that on that. Yeah, that's just that on that. Tune in every week, rockin' with Lady Fresh.